Hey, folks, it's Dave back here in a snowy Studio B. And yeah, here we go again. Let me just check my sound here to make sure that we don't have the robot voice like we've had in the past. Oh boy, are we live here? Yeah, okay, we're good. We're good. I just wanted to make sure that I sounded okay. Every now and then my mixer has trouble syncing up with the computer. But anyway, so yeah, and the thing is about when you get in a bunch of snow and you get no work or no school or something like that. The great thing is it's like, "Oh, man, I'm gonna have time to, like, play a game or something like that or catch up on something on TV or whatever." Inevitably, you're just too tired, um, 'cause, moving snow, when you get older, it's not easy, and with my wife now not being able to help me at all, it all falls on me, and that means, cleaning the cars off and shoveling and all the good stuff there and getting the roof. And getting the roof. Oh my gosh. I actually was roof raking today, trying to clear off a little bit to prevent the ice dams. Fun times over here, but yeah, we're expected to get anywhere between 1 and 2 feet. They don't know. We're right on that line, and that line keeps moving. Depending on who you look at, it's 12 to 24. That's going to put us over 5 feet, maybe even closer to 6 feet of snow in just the last 6 weeks. That is insane. It is insane for the Boston area. It just doesn't happen. Excuse me. And Barbara comes by. Hi, Barbara. I know I think she's got snow already. That snow's coming this way. Or maybe we get a different storm. I don't remember. No hockey tonight. I'm too tired, Philip. I really wanted to play something tonight. I was going to play some APA football today. I says, I'm going to take today off and rest up and play some APA football. And I know it's going to be a long game. And I get up, and after I went down and got some gas for the car and for the snow blower, and then did my roof rake and then tidied up a little bit, getting ready for the blizzard. We went out to lunch, and then I was just too tired. After a 12-hour day yesterday at the rink, I'm tired. As you can see, I'm pretty tired. So I didn't play nothing today, and I didn't play anything tonight. Yeah, happy snowstorm, Jeepers Larry. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, and you rolled some dice for me. Oh, you got 1 to 3. I would take 1 to 3 and embrace it. I would embrace 1 to 3 inches right now. The last time we were supposed to get 3 inches, we got 13. That's what's going on around here. It's nice. And Bernie comes by. Hi, Bernie. And Midlife likes the hat. Yeah, I put on the fills tonight. I did put on the fills tonight. So that is that. Barbara's been out shoveling all day, I guess. Yeah, I haven't talked to her all day. So I guess she's and it's coming down. Yeah, what tomorrow morning is supposed to be really, really bad. Really bad. In fact, they said that there's some place between Providence and Boston, like right along that Route 95 there, that they could get 30 inches. So luckily, that's south of me. So I'm like, I don't have to. We've had our jackpot twice. I don't need any more jackpots. Next jackpot better be the lottery, right? And Gus comes by and says the storm's missing you guys. Instead of cleaning snow, you're playing hoops along with Action PC. Yeah, I wanted to play something today, and I was gonna play some APA football, and then I said, "God, no, I'll pull out some, season ticket football," and I said, then I said, "Oh, maybe I'll play something," and I just did nothing. You know what I did actually is I watched the entire 5th season of Shoresy that come out on Hulu yesterday, I think, but obviously, again, I was at the rink all day and all night yesterday. So I sat down, I just crashed in the couch and watched it today. It was alright. It was alright. It's a hockey show, but there's a lot less hockey on there now. It's more of a drama than it is hockey. And the hockey that they have, it shows people like just slashing people and breaking people's ankles and wrists. It's like, that's not the hockey I like. Anybody can skate around and slash a guy in the leg that ain't looking. It's not, that's not hockey. That's stupid. I don't like that at all. Let's see. Midlife says he's going to shovel out the 4 inches a day. Got just to get ahead of it. Probably not working tomorrow, so he'll shovel again in a couple hours. I like to do that too. There, Midlife. What I like to do is, but see, it's starting too late tonight. It's not going to start till like really later. But like the last time it started in the afternoon, so I went out about 7 or 8 o'clock. It was like halfway done, and I cleared out as much as I could. And by the time I got done, it had already started building up again. And I was just like, well, I says, at least I got some of it. So when I went out in the morning, I had a lot less than my neighbors had. My neighbors had the full load, and I had, just half of it plus whatever drifted. So I had a real easy time cleaning up in the morning that last storm. This time though, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's supposed to go all day, so I might go out late morning and clear out what I got, just to kind of help it along a little bit. Because that way then I can come in and rest for a few hours and go back and tackle the rest of it. Because you can't be out there too long. At least I can't. I just get way too tired. And Keith comes by. Good to see you, Keith. Yeah, we're chatting some snow and a few other things. We're gonna get to a few other things here. Captain Carl, yeah, 24 down in Rhode Island. This you might even get more than that, Captain Carl. You might get more than that. Enzo says, I don't miss the snow at all. Yeah, so many people now are talking about getting out of here. It's like it's winters like this that really test your patience and test what you want to do. It really does. And Keith says, I kind of want to go into tomorrow. Got a retirement letter to hand to the boss. Yeah, well, that would be pretty good. Yeah, that's always a good thing to do is when you're getting ready to wind it up. I didn't catch any of the Olympics today. Actually, I slept right through it. After yesterday, I come home and I crashed and I slept in late this morning and then get up again, like, tidied up around here, get ready for the blizzard. And so when I come back in, I saw that there was an overtime win for USA. And so I went back. Actually, I watched the entire overtime on replay. That was pretty wild. Dangerous gamble, though. The USA guy that poked the puck just inside his blue line, he doesn't make that play. It's a 2-0 the other way, and Canada wins. That's how close they came to losing that. But they cashed in, and that was yeah. First of all, I'm surprised that they do 3-on-3 in overtime in the Olympics. Usually, any kind of tournament like that. I mean, well, NHL playoffs. I'm not even sure about the old what were they called? The World Cups they used to do. I don't think they were ever 3-on-3. I think they went 5-on-5. But maybe this is the new way of doing things now. But I just thought it was weird that they would play an overtime 3-on-3. I would, even the USA women's team was 3-on-3, and that was Canada overtime too. So USA beat Canada in overtime both times. Yeah, men and women. That's pretty wild. I just thought it was weird when I saw that. Usually you would play the 5-on-5, then they might go to a shootout. But they went to the 3-on-3, and yeah, I love 3-on-3 hockey. It's so wide open. They use the whole rink. You don't got to worry about clearing the zone and things like that because there's only 3 guys. So if one guy skates out of the zone, it's not like the whole team's got to come out. It's just a couple of guys got to skate out. So that was kind of wild to see that the USA won that. And the kid that got his teeth knocked out scored the game-winning goal. That was pretty wild. I thought it was a weak shot. I mean, the goalie lifted up his pad. If he stays down on the ice, he makes the save. But he come across and somehow his left pad just lifted up a little bit and went right in, and that was that. But I was surprised that they did the 3-on-3 in overtime. The other thing I'm surprised about, which made no sense, is you got these guys, the best guys in the world, the most highly competitive guys in the world, and you're going to hand the losing team a stuffed animal. And I know the winner's got a stuffed animal too, but you're sitting there so mad that you lost the game and took second place, and they put the silver medal on you, which must feel like it weighs 100 pounds because you lost. And then it's like, oh, by the way, here, have this stuffed animal. You can just see it. It's like these guys, I don't know how they just didn't chuck it over their shoulders. Like, what were you thinking handing out little door prizes at the end, especially to the losing team? The winning team would take anything. They just, take a bowl of chili if you hand it to them at that point. But I thought that was weird. I really did. I thought that was so weird that they handed these little toy stuffed animals out. I was like, I get it. Maybe it's a tradition or whatever it is. I don't know. But don't you do that before the game? Because after the game, emotions are running high, right? Oh my gosh, that was weird. And also the other thing on the Olympics is that must be really weird playing against your NHL teammates, even for a few weeks, because you're out there hitting, you're playing hard, and just you're going against guys that you're earning a lot of money playing with, so you don't want to go and hurt them, and you don't want to get mad at them. I mean, what happens if a guy hits somebody so bad, now they go back and they're in the same locker room? It's like, dude, your cheap shot at me there. And that I just don't know if that ever crosses their mind, or do they play a little different, or is it just kind of understood that once you get out there, that's it. It's we're playing, and um, you know no, we're not friends while we're on the ice. I don't know if that goes through their mind at all, but I was like, wow, that was the whole thing was just it's strange when you're playing against teammates in a separate tournament like that. It just is, especially in such a physical game like hockey. It's not like tennis or baseball. This is a hitting game like football, like the Pro Bowl. Things like that. That's why the Pro Bowl backed off, and it's just tag football now. Um, Going back into chat here. Let's see. And Enzo also says, I was never a snow hater or a cold hater, but I don't miss it. I'm not a big fan of the ice. The ice, again, my wife fell a couple of months ago and she's still sore from the ice. But if you fall and hit your head, you can get messed up pretty bad on the ice. And every now and then, like on YouTube, a funny video thing will come up and it shows people slipping on ice, and I can't watch it because they fall and they hit their head, and it's not funny. It's not funny. It's just because, well, again, I fell and hit my head and just got a concussion. So I can't watch that. So I don't like the ice because you're sliding around, slipping around. I still, come home from the rink and I'm trying to unpack the truck in the ice, and I'm sliding around everywhere and falling, and just it's miserable. It's miserable trying to work around the ice. The snow, it's a pain in the neck, but you can get around it. It's the ice that bothers me. And yes, some memories of the blizzard of '78. However, but with less snow. Well, the thing is when I went back to look at that blizzard of '78, right? I was just a kid, but I do remember it. We got hit like all at once. This has been like the blizzard of '78 3 or 4 times now, and that's what the killer is here. It's just unrelenting. The '78 blizzard hit us, and that was kind of it. I mean, that wasn't all the snow we got, but that was a fluke, and it had happened, and it buried us, and we weren't ready for it. Now it's happening all the time. So, and now we're more equipped to handle it. So if we got hit with another blizzard of '78, it wouldn't be nearly as bad as it was in '78. But still, we're just getting like, I got no place to put this stuff. If I get 2 feet of snow coming, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Our street is already down to almost 1 car wide because of all the snow on the side, and we didn't get much melt at all. That's the other thing, is we've had so many single digit days that the snow's not going anywhere. It's been bad winter. It's been a bad winter. It's been so bad, at least over here. And Shaq says Canada outshot the U.S. Yeah, they usually do. Canada's on paper the better team, but again, you got to make the plays. And they had a 5-on-3 and didn't score. Right? I was watching someone that a 5-on-3 and they didn't score. Yeah, that's the big thing, is losing power tomorrow. We're getting a ton of wind tomorrow, and if we lose power and we're down for a couple of days, I don't know what we're going to do. Seriously, I don't. We've been without power before, but not for more than like a handful of hours. We've been really lucky over here since we moved here. I guess we just have to pack up and go, right? Go to a hotel somewhere, drive till we found power and stay the night. I guess that's all we could really do. So yeah, that's what we're hoping and praying for. And then again, they can't do anything till the blizzard's over, which is going to be late Monday night, Tuesday morning. So yeah, and the wind's going to be bad tomorrow night. It's just, and they can't go up in the poles in the wind. So that's the big fear for everybody. The only thing is it's winter, so we could probably take our food and put it in a cooler outside and not lose it, right? I don't know. And Enzo says maybe because they're on a tight schedule, they're doing a 3-on-3. He doesn't like the 3-on-3 in NHL regular season. I do. I would rather them play 3-on-3 for 10 minutes than to do 3-on-3 for 5 than a shootout. I can't stand the shootout. I am so done with the shootout. I was done with the shootout the second week after they brought it in. They brought that in because it was a big thing in the Olympics. And so they brought it in the NHL. I remember watching it in the AHL. I was like, oh, this is kind of neat. But then after a couple of weeks of it, I was like, I don't like the shootout anymore. I don't watch them. I never watch them. The only time I watch them is when I have to watch them, when I'm calling the game and they go to the shootout. I don't have any choice. I find it to be very boring. Very, very boring. Let's see. D13 comes by. Good to see you. D13 is way better than D11 and D12, just so you guys know, right? And thought of the day: wouldn't it be cool if Action PC Football board game companion came with a play call mechanism for solitaire board game play? Select offensive play, defensive play, player. I think I see where you're going there. So you wouldn't have to call it yourself. You could just say call the play. That might be, and then you kind of input the stats or check the stats on the cards. That might be interesting. I'm interested to see what they do with that. You know, it looks good on baseball and basketball. I haven't gone to check the hockey yet. I want to see. I want to see how the if they've fixed the hockey at all, because it was weird. Although maybe now that I've played with it more with baseball and basketball, that maybe it would make more sense with hockey. I'm not sure. Yeah, less than 3 months away, and although I don't know, we still might have snow here by the time May comes around, right? Yeah, it's 3 months from last week, and oof, you know, there is, I'm this snow is going to be here probably till April. I think if we were to get no more snow, I think the snow out there still would be there till April. That's how much snow we got, and we just haven't had a lot of melt. It's been really bizarre. And Barbara said she did slip and fall. Oh, geez, hopefully you're okay. First time she fell. Yeah, you got to be real careful because you can't see that ice, you know. And yeah, you can't drive in this stuff. No, no, they've shut down schools and they're telling people don't go on the roads and all this other stuff. I don't plan on going out unless it's an absolute emergency. You know, it's just I'm just going to sit around. I'm going to try to get to bed early tonight so I could be up and at 'em in the morning to try to tackle some of this stuff. That's the other thing. It's like I'm thinking, oh, I'll be snowed in. I'll play some games. It's like, no, I got to go out and do all this stuff, and I'm going to be tired, and I got to go easy. You know, it's that's how you have heart attacks is out in this stuff. So I want to take it real easy. I move a little bit at a time. I really, really try to be real careful. I used to force it, and now if I can only lift this much, I only lift that much. I just make sure I'm not straining at all. And I use the snowblower as much as possible. I really do. Trying to be safe because after the scare that we had with my wife last week, we got to be real safe with some of this stuff. Yeah, there's a good one, Gus. If I go to a hotel, what games do you bring with you? Um, well, I'm hoping I wouldn't be there long, so I don't think I would bring anything with me right now. Uh, and then I would have, the wife with me and the dog, so I'd have to, it wasn't like I'd have time alone. So I would probably just bring my iPad and play something on the iPad. She's got me playing a couple of puzzle games now, and they're kind of addicting. Little like mind games that you're playing as far as trying to get the different colors in the different bottles, or you're trying to put the picture together or something like that. She's playing some pretty fun games, and they are addicting. So I would probably just do that. And then if it got really bad, like we were out power a long time, I don't know. I wouldn't want to leave the house empty for too long. That's for sure. But that would be a fun thing. What games would I bring? Let's just stick with that for 1 second, right? Let's just stay with that for a second. Okay, if I went to the hotel and it's okay, you're gonna be down 2 days, bring some games. Hypothetically, what would I bring? Well, probably the fast drive football, right? Because that's nice and compact, and I could just play that in the table. So I would probably bring the fast drive football and continue my 79 play. I wouldn't want to bring anything too heavy. I probably wouldn't bring a hockey game, and I probably wouldn't bring. Well, I wouldn't bring Appa because I wouldn't bring anything with individual cards. Let's put it that way, except for Appa baseball because that's small. I could maybe do Appa baseball or payoff pitch. Although even with payoff pitch, I got a lot of charts that I set up for payoff pitch. It would probably be Appa baseball, basic, fast drive football, and I'm looking over here. Anything else that I would grab in a pinch to play? And I'm thinking like games I could just set up and play and bang out real quick and not have a huge setup time. I've really been enjoying second season Express football. I played a couple games here on the channel the other night, and I've been playing a little bit of that. That's been enjoyable. It's a little different than the fast drive football. Actually, it's a lot different than fast drive football, and I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed playing that. Um, and let's see, let's change up the scenery here. So I've really enjoyed playing the second season Express, as you guys have seen. It's the right amount of football. The fast drive football, I think, ekes it out a little bit because you can get safeties and you feel the drives a little bit more. I think. But the second season Express, it's still pretty good, and it works in all individual players from time to time, and I do like that. I do like it, how it does that. Um, and Barbara says she's seen several cars stuck on her corner. You can't drive in this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Glenn comes by. Hope we survive the death. Geez, I do too. I mean, it's they're calling it for it to be real bad. I'm just hoping we don't get the jackpot this time. Give it to somebody else. We've had 3 jackpots in a row. It's like, yay, jackpot of snow. In fact, like I say, the last one, when I drove out of my street and got on the highway and went like a town or 2 down, I didn't go very far. There was hardly any snow. I was like, boy, you get on my street and it looks like Snowmageddon. And just, another town over, and they didn't get anything near what we got. It's just really weird how that the lines or the walls of snow, that's how they go. Rowdy comes by. Good to see you, Rowdy. Yeah, Barbara's not making out well. She's already got the snow. And Barbara and Rowdy says he's not getting that much this time. Oh, man. Here we are talking weather again, right? I should have been talking about the games I played today, and I just didn't do anything today. I'm really tired today. Had 3 good games at the rink yesterday, though. The home team won all 3. All 3 levels of teams played, and they won them all. High energy games. All 3 games are very high energy games, so I had to be on my toes, like, looking at the sheets, calling the game, calling the kid's name, following the action. It was pretty fun. Very good, because what usually happens is it's the mid tier, then the top tier, and then the bottom tier. And by the time, so like the mid tier is like the warm up band. Then you get the top tier, and they're like really fast, right? Well, the middle tier was really fast game. So then the top tier come on, and it wasn't much different, because I was like, man, they're both playing so fast. And then you go to the bottom tier, and usually there's a huge drop off, right? And the game is just so much slower. And it wasn't. They were skating fast. I'm like, holy cow! I got 3 games. I'm going, it just wouldn't stop. It was good. It kept me going. So at the end of the night, when I finally get done, I was like, wow, now I can take a breath. Andrew, yeah, more by you than us. It's always more by me than anywhere else. Doesn't it seem that way? And the missus, she's doing better. Again, she's still got the heart monitor on to make sure that everything's okay. And she's still on the antibiotics, and she's just getting a lot of rest is what she's doing. I told her, don't do much, really. He says, let's get over whatever happened. Let's get over it. Make sure that it was nothing really, really bad, and then we can try to get back on. So, and that's what's tough too. Is I told her, like, the last storm the other day, don't do anything. I said I'll take care of it. So I had to go and I did everything. So she usually comes out and, like, well, I said just clean off the cars, and then she'll do that, and that'll be a big help. But I even said, don't even do that. Just stay inside, and I'll just do everything. And I and I couldn't do everything. I just was too tired. I was just too tired. But I did what I could. Let's see. And Bob said the start of the 4 a.m.'s been going hard. Yeah, and it is the wet stuff. Yep, it is wet snow. Yep. And Barbara said that she grabbed the railing so it didn't hit too hard on her bum. Yeah, we're gonna try to stay safe. I don't have much of a choice. I ain't going anywhere again unless there's an absolute emergency. I ain't going out. I'm like I say, as long as we don't lose the power, that's the big thing. And if I could just get out and clear the snow away a couple of times and get through the day, then that's that. I don't even know what I'm gonna do about Tuesday hockey. I told them no. Luckily, I told them no on Monday night. The whole Monday night fiasco with me. So I told them no on Monday night, well in advance, not knowing we were going to get this snow. So I don't think going to be playing. They're not going to be playing anyway. So, yeah, yeah. Quick play games seem good for the hotel, says Glenn. Yeah, I think you might be right. Although if you were killing a lot of time, you might bring the other stuff. But again, how much you want to bring? Like, I brought so much to the conventions, and I didn't hardly play anything at either convention. So I don't want to take too much stuff. A soccer game. I do have a soccer game. You know what I actually have? I should pull that out again. I had the what's the one Gary makes from Stone Cold? That's the one I have. I have the first one. Oh boy, Marco would know the name of it. It's the oh man, I can't even think of the name of it now. They released the second one, And the first one went on sale. So I got the first one and played the first one. I don't even know if I played it right. It was okay. It was okay. I think I had a 1-0 game. If I want to get the soccer terms, I think I had a 1-0 game. And it was okay. But again, I got messed up with the timing because I don't know a lot about the timing in soccer and some of the lingo that goes on in soccer. So I need a soccer game like I need a baseball game, something that you don't really have to know the ins and outs of the game to make it work. In a game like bank shot basketball, you don't really need to know how the game works to play basketball. Or you don't need to know how basketball plays because the game works it out for you. Maybe that's the best way. And there are some games, especially the hockey games, if you don't really know hockey, it's probably pretty difficult to play. And that's where I am with basketball. There's some basketball games I can't play because I just don't know enough about positions and this is and that's. I don't know. I just don't know anything about it. Don't even care to know about it really. But I do like to step back and watch some good bird era basketball and play some on the table. But in soccer the same way. I mean, tempted to try the app of soccer. I'm kind of I don't know if Ryan's going to go to D2D-Con this year, but if he does, I'm kind of hoping he brings the card version of app of soccer. We can try that. And any other soccer games he got, because I think he's doing he's got a new soccer game coming out, I think. And it'll be interesting to see if he comes, if he brings that. Yeah, in some roads, yep. Cards and dice are a must for post-apocalyptic conditions. Yep, yep. And then I have to keep my own stats, though, right? I have to keep my own stats. Yeah, Rowdy, that is a good point. The last few days fooled us into thinking winter was over. I will agree with that. Like we got through all that major snow, and it was terrible, and it was awful, and all this stuff. And then we had a few days, got a little bit of melt. I pulled some of the snow off the roof. The driveway started to widen a little bit. The walkway started to widen. I'm like, all right, we finally made it. It's the end of February. Maybe we don't get much more snow. A couple little dustings here and there. We cruise into March. March is cold, but we don't get a ton of snow in March. I'm like, oh, maybe we made it to the other side. And then like, knock, knock, knock. Hey, guess what? Blizzard who? Can't come in. So yeah, we got full too. I was kind of thinking, whew, we made it. Maybe we're through this thing. No, now we can get back to normal. Nope, not gonna happen. And Barbara made some waffles. No waffles, French toast. Okay, one of the two is good. They're both good. I like the Eggos. Every now and then I'll buy a package of Eggos, which I know you're not supposed to eat, but I every now and then I get one of those and throw them in the toaster and just put some sugar-free syrup on it and yum, 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 yum. Barbecuing groundhog, says Shackus. Yes, he will. Yep. Oh yeah, the French toast is good. I prefer pancakes. Like when I go out, I prefer the pancakes. Yes, that's it. Dice United. Yeah, I played Dice United 1. That was what I played. That's actually what I have. I bought the PDF. It was fine. I only played the one game. Maybe I should go back and try it again. And yeah, it was fun having Ron on. Yeah, I was just chatting with him on Facebook today. He was playing some basketball earlier, so I just chatted a little bit about that. But yeah, it's fun having him on. It was really kind of fun about having Ron on was that, we did the show and we hadn't done a show since May. So it's been, 8 or 9 months or something like that. Yeah, 9 months. And it was like we hadn't missed a beat. He come on and he knew exactly how it was supposed to go and what we were supposed to do. And we just did it. And it was just, after 6 years, we just know how each other does it. And it was just really fun just to kind of bang it out. Did not even have to think about it. And I got a broadcasting partner that I worked with for a handful of years. I would be the play-by-play. He would do the color commentary. And we were really in sync too. And we would go like years without getting together. And then he'd say, hey, I'm doing a game. You want to come do it with me? And I go, yeah. So I'd go do it. And we'd set up. And it was just like, you wouldn't think that it had been a couple of years since we did a game together. We just still in sync after all these years. And so I could sit down with him tonight and do a game, and we would know exactly when to talk and when not to talk, and he knows when I lead him in, and he knows when to come out, and it's really fun when you're in sync with somebody. It's really, really fun when you do something like that. And Rowdy, just like Friday, we finally got everything melted here, and now I was going to add to it again. We didn't get everything melted. We got some clearing, a little bit of clearing. I could almost see my picnic table, and I could almost see A little bit of the sun hits the fence on the left side of the backyard, and I could see a little bit of ground over there because it got a lot of sun, but that's about it. I can still hear the coyotes out there, so they're not having any problem moving in the snow. And they like using my walkway. I think I told you that story. They like using my walkway, um, but let's see how it goes. Like I said, I'm just between again. It's of course it happens during when I'm busy, right? I'm just crazy busy at work, and I'm just bouncing from rink to rink, and I get tired. I found that as I'm getting older, I get tired a lot a lot easier, and it's just I just don't have the the head space to play a game at night. And I was gonna play something today, and I didn't. And I says, "I'll go on tonight and play something," and I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to play. I says, "I'll just come on and say hi and see what everybody else is playing. See what everybody else is playing." Oh, here he is. Okay, so PJet's here. I got something in the mail from PJet I want to show you guys. Yeah, we're hunkered down. I filled up the gas tanks in the cars, and for the snow blower, I got the roof rake ready to go. I did a little bit of roof raking today so I could clear away some of the snow by the ice dam. So I want to kind of keep up with that. That's going to be my new thing in the winter. It's just kind of scraping away at the edge just to kind of prevent that from happening. But here's what PJet sent me today. So check it out. So I have these little vinyl stickers here. I got Maca, Montreal. I got Maca, Toronto. And I got Maca, Pittsburgh. How sweet is that, right? How sweet is that? I got the Maca hat trick here. I think I like that one the best. That looks like Jerry Cheevers, actually, that 30. And then I've always liked the Toronto numbers there. I always have. And this is Montreal. I know it's kind of boring, but that's what Montreal was. But so I got that in the mail today. So I'm glad you come on because I did want to show those off. I have them right here on my desk. And so I got to figure out what I'm going to do with those. But that was pretty cool. Thank you so much. Any updates on the possums? Well, the other day she put the camera out and some food right before one of the storms, and she got two raccoons and one possum did come out. So we don't know which possum it was. I don't think it was Leon because it had both eyes. So, but we haven't seen too much of those possums in about a month since that first major storm that dropped 2 feet of snow on us. 27 inches, whatever it was. So we haven't really seen the possums too much. So I don't know. They don't hibernate, but they can go into some sort of a low energy state when it gets too cold. Somehow they do survive the winters. I don't know. I would be dead if I couldn't survive outside in this weather. That's for sure. So I'm kind of hoping they're okay. There was remnants of a rabbit out front that didn't make it. Yeah, there was fur everywhere. Oh, I didn't even hear it. So I don't know if it was a hawk or a coyote. There was fur everywhere, but just it was weird. I know it's nature and it sucks, but yeah, Keith's in the 80s today. Oh my God, Keith, I know. Well, it'd be really cool. It's if you could just kind of like when you guys get really hot and we get really cold with snow, just swap the weather, even for 24 hours. Take some of the cold to cool you down. Let's take some of the heat up here. Let's get rid of some of the dangerous conditions, and then you can put them back. That'd be so cool if you just do that. That'd be kind of neat. And Glenn, yeah, it's going to town. 89 Cup playoff tonight. Calgary, Vancouver. Fantastic. I think you're doing Action PC with that, right? Is that what you're doing? And Maka also played in Japan for a year. Okay. I don't have any of the Japanese stuff. That would be like fictional if I did Japanese stuff. I thought about getting some from Chris White's got some Japanese sets, and I thought about maybe picking up one of those. But but again, it'd be one of those things I would play for a little bit, and then I would probably get bored with it because it'd be fun for a little while. Then after, I just don't know anybody, so it would be like a fictional set. So, but I don't know, maybe. I still have my my Christmas gift certificate for payoff pitch, so I'm kind of hoping Joe comes out with something that I'll like, and I'll pick that up immediately because I don't think those gift certificates expire. So I'm kind of sitting on it right now. So I was gonna pick something up, but it's like I really do have all the payoff pitch seasons that I want, and even a couple that are a little out of my range here. But I said I want to wait from. There's still a couple I'd like to see, and I might grab. I don't know what years they were. I don't remember, but I would like to kind of grab something new. And yes, it was Action PC. Yep. Yes, Pocket Pennant does, and there's been a lot of chatter with Pocket Pennant Run actually. with the new computer version coming out. They've kind of polished that up, almost ready to release that. So that's been ready to go for a while, but I think they're still kind of polishing it up and cleaning out some of the bugs and setting up some things. He's done a lot of work on that, and so yeah, so that should be ready to go soon. The new payoff pitch PC baseball game. They're still working on Alpha 6, and he's added a lot to that. He's tidying that up. So the new release of that is coming out, I think this week. Hopefully, I'll test that, try it out, make sure everything's looking good, and then hopefully you can move that into beta, and then maybe by opening day have that ready to go. That's super fun. It is. He did a good job of that, and I like how you get all these different options, different ways of playing it, rolling your own dice, not rolling your own dice, things like that. He's really taken all of our suggestions and put them right into the game. Mr. Baseman comes by. Good to see you. I miss playing my bass. I really do. I was listening to some bass the other day, and I was thinking about picking up my bass and playing something. I don't know why. Oh, you know what it was? Is some reason I got thinking about how I transitioned from guitar to bass. And back in like real early 90s, I switched over from guitar to bass. And I was thinking about how did I ever do that? Then how did I ever start like playing the bass and learning songs? It was a really I was just kind of thinking that today while I was cleaning the snow off the house. I was going back. It's like, man, remember when I swapped over to playing the bass? And I had a lot of fun playing the bass. I really did. I was a way better bass player than I was a guitar player. But with bass, you can't like have people over and sit down. Hey, let me play the song for you. Doom, 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 doom. It just doesn't work. With a guitar, you can at least strum some chords. Oh yeah, I know that song. So that's the difference with bass and guitar. So yeah. So if I had to, and I'm hoping I don't curse myself by saying the whole going to the hotel thing, but I definitely would bring fast drive football, maybe a little APA baseball, and that would probably be it. I don't think I'd be there. Hopefully, I wouldn't be there long enough, but I might do something like that if I had to bring something non-electronic. I could do that as long as it was light outside. I could still play in the house, right? I wouldn't necessarily need lights during the day, but at some point I would. But then again, if the power went out, I don't know if I'd want to be playing by candlelight. I'd be too anxious to try to relax with anything. You know what I mean? I'd be just really concerned about everything happening. If the pipes are going to freeze or food was going bad. I would be way too anxious. Like I couldn't go to a hotel and sit there and be okay with it. I would go there for the night just for the warmth, but then I'd have to come right back home and like sit here and keep an eye on things. I just I couldn't relax like that. Pocket Pennant is adding 36 to 49 Japan. They currently have back to 1950. Yeah, they're going crazy with the seasons. They really are with that. I'm pretty impressed with what I've seen with that. Let's see. Christopher comes by. Hello, Christopher. Kind of wondering what's going on with you tonight. We're just chatting here tonight. It's getting kind of late over here on a Sunday. It is Sunday, right? Is it Sunday? Yeah, because Monday's the storm's coming in, and just kind of chatting with everybody here and seeing what you guys are playing. Like I said, I did sneak in some Second Season Express. It's fun because I have so many. See, that's the other thing is this year I've talked this, but this year is going to be my year. I want to go back and I want to play um, some of the seasons and some of the games I have. Maybe not buy so much new stuff, but I really want to kind of get some stuff on the table. So that's why I brought out the Second Season and was playing some of that. Um, Played a lot of games with that actually. And Mr. Rogue comes by. Good to see you. He's been busy playing some games. I've seen the Rogue posting stuff on the Digital to Dice Facebook group. He's been doing some stuff there. Very interesting stuff. Good for you. I think I posted my. I don't know if I did. I don't even know if I posted my Second Season Express scores. I don't know if I did or not. I don't think I did. Yeah, I don't think I did. And I usually post some of the stuff that I play there. I I didn't do that. Again, my wife's got me addicted. So now we watch TV. We're on our phones. We watch TV, and I'm playing these stupid games on my phone, and so is she. It's like we don't even watch what's on TV. That's what we do. That's the new way of doing it. Like instead of sitting there like with a newspaper while the TV's on, now we got our phones. We're looking at our phones. I guess that's just how technology goes, right? Um, but I got the wicked itch. Don't ask me why. I got the itch to play some San Jose Sharks and Minnesota North Stars hockey. Don't ask me why that came to mind, but it did. I was going through my closet looking for a shirt and tie, and I stumbled on the Sharks jersey and the North Stars jersey. I says, "Oh, I got to play some of these guys." So I'll be playing some of that as soon as the weather breaks and I get a little bit of time on my hands. We'll be getting some. I don't know if I'll play Bones or Appa. I'm not sure. I don't think I have that in Hockey Blast. So I think it'd be Appa or Bones. I would do. I'm pretty sure. And then depending on the weather here too, I got to try to schedule episode 301 of Digital to Dice. And usually we do Wednesday nights, but this storm could push things back enough that I might have to work Wednesday night. And then I'm back in New Hampshire, I think. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm back in New Hampshire. Oh man, this is going to be a really tough week. It's got to be a really tough week to try to squeeze everything in, especially with the snow. It just takes so much time to clear it away, and then you're tired, then you don't want to do anything. Yeah, that's kind of how it is around here. That's what we like to do. I keep looking to my left. These are all my other games that I want to get out here on the table. Yeah, I need to get back to my pay. I haven't played my payoff pitch Red Sox 76 season in quite some time. I really enjoyed that. I really did. I was going crazy on that. I was playing at least a couple of games a night, you know. And PJet says I was watching my Appa hockey video with ID Jess earlier. That must be a really old one though, right? Because me and ID haven't done anything in a couple of years now. Just kind of how it worked out. Because we used to jump on each other's channels quite often, you know, a few years ago. I think he still plays the Appa hockey, not so much the Appa football. I think he gave the Appa football another try, but he ran into the same problems, and it's just not the game for him. And there's some games that are not the game for me because I've tried a couple times and haven't worked, and just you can't force it. Just don't force it. If it ain't working, then that's okay. You don't have to. Oh yeah, 4 years ago, that would make sense. Yeah, that's when I was first learning it. I think it was. Christopher played baseball manager yesterday. 76 Tigers and the White Sox. And he did race week with the Ice Brew for the 2026 Scram and for Red, White, and Blue Racing yesterday as well. Oh, do you know what? Who did I get a text message from on the text line? Was it 978-751 dice? Is that the text line? Where's my notes? Hang on a sec. I gotta find my notes. I'd like to think I had that memorized after so many years. Yes, 978-751 dice is the text line. And I was talking to somebody about Cold Snap Express. I might have to look into that. I might have to get the Cold Snap Express. And he was showing me how some of the advanced features on Second Season Express. He was explaining that to me. And I might have to get the Cold Snap Express. I think I might do that because I have a couple of Cold Snap seasons in the game given to me by Mark at the Ohio convention. So, Mark, thank you so much if you end up listening to this. And I want to get that back on the table, but I think the Express might be the way to go. And there's another man I got to get a hold of here, Mike in the truck. I need to get you back on here and talk and show off some of your new family football. I know I did the unboxing, but I would like to get that back on the table and playing that correctly. So I will be getting a hold of you and to see if we can set something up to get you back on here and talk about that and show that off. So be looking for that. Probably won't be this week with the snow and my work, but yeah, at some point we do want to have you on. And Rogue Borg's playing some 82-83 Sixers and Pistons, Malone and Lambeer. That's basketball. That is basketball. That's the basketball I love. I really do. And Gus is like, what game is he using? And Gus uses Hoops and Action PC. I really like the Gus says I've got Cold Snap Express is fun. Yeah, I'm gonna order that pretty soon. I'm gonna order that pretty soon. Take care, Andrew. Thanks for coming by. Um, I love the bank shot basketball. I do. And I what I might do, a couple things I might do is I might like sim through a half with Action PC and then take over and go manually the rest of the way. So that way they don't have to play the full game. But I like playing the full game. I really, really do like playing the full game. I do. There's something about playing the entire game and seeing everything and know that you've seen every point and every assist and every rebound. It's just pretty cool. It just takes a long time. But that game is so fun. It really is. And I know I wrestled with it a little bit, trying to get it just right. And then finally Joe's like, "You're not gonna wreck the game if you don't do this or that." I was like, "Okay, I feel better about that." Some roads doing the Cleveland Spiders 1899 mini season project. Really? You're gonna do some spiders? Nice. D pitching, 3 fielding shots. Is it you playing APA? Is that what you're doing? Or what game you're playing? It sounds like you're playing APA. Joshua comes by. Yeah, we do have magic. We still have the magic. We haven't done a show in like I say 9 months. It was like we hadn't missed a beat. And we just kind of chatted. I guess the levels were off, but the thing is, the levels sound good to me. So I don't know how the levels are. That's the thing. Now I will say though, because someone brought up that we couldn't hear Ron on the video. You can't, but on the audio is fine because the audio is mixed on my mixer, which has got the better mix. But for some reason, I can't monitor what's going out to you guys. So anybody that's on the show here that's low, I don't hear them as low, which is really weird because you would think I would hear them low like you guys would. But so the video version of episode 300 is probably not that good because of the audio issue, but the audio version on Spreaker and all the podcasts, that should be fine. But yes, that was a good time. And Rogue says the gold medal almost made me pull out 4th Street hockey. You know something? I'm going to make my list right now. 4th Street game. I like to make a list of games that I want to see people show me at the conventions. So I'm going to make a list of that. Good thing you said that. I'm going to make a list. Any 4th Street game at all, whether it's football, hockey, basketball, I would love to see. Have somebody show me how to play some of these 4th Street games. I have the football. Okay, I haven't unboxed it yet. A listener sent me the football, so I have the football. Obviously, I haven't had any time to learn it yet, and I heard it's a big learning curve anyway. So it's going to be one of those. At some point, I'll have to get to it and make it work. But I would love to see any of the 4th Street games. So I'm going to put that. I'll have my wish list. I think I did that last year too. My wish list of games to play, to see, to bring, to learn, and because I think it was like walking out the door that Sunday when we were done on Sunday and the place had thinned out and we were having our last minute chats and just kind of cleaning up. And I basically put everything away and we're just kind of hanging around and still somebody was playing the bank shot basketball. And I sat down. That was the last thing I watched. And I was like, I love this game. I'm getting it, if I didn't sit down at the end, I wouldn't have seen it. I wouldn't have got it. And I wouldn't have had so much fun with it. Yes, you're playing APA Basic. Yes, okay. That's pretty good. So that's what it sounded like there. That is so fun. APA Basic is fun. It's just pick up and play. It's one of the easiest game you can play. It is so fun. I enjoy it. I don't have a lot of baseball seasons for it. Maybe I'll get one this year. I don't know what season I'll get this year. 4th Street does have PC versions of their games, and I think you can try them for free. I have the hockey, and I tried it, and I had no idea whatsoever what I was doing. I'll just be honest with you. I didn't know what was happening. I rolled the dice. I don't know what the dice meant. I don't know what was happening. It was really, I couldn't figure it out. So I never did buy it. I never did, anything more than a little bit of the demo. And I think ID Jester was playing it, and when he was playing, a lot of us were asking like, "What do these dice rolls mean? And what are they doing? And how does this game work?" And I don't know if he really knew either because you roll a lot of dice, and you could just see the puck moving around and the guys moving, but he didn't know why. And I like to know why when I'm playing a game like that. I really like to know why. Okay, and Rogue says the 4th Street PC games are hard to understand if you haven't played the board game. Okay, that would make sense. Yeah, because I hadn't played the board game, so I didn't have any idea what was happening. Some Roads is going to play some Status Pro. I played a little of Status Pro baseball on the Digital Diamond. It was okay. And I played some of the Status Pro hockey, I think, and that was just okay too. It obviously I don't play it that much, you know. Oh boy, here's PJ. Now I have no idea what that means. There's also a frog version of 4th Street board game. I don't know what a frog means. I'm not in the cool kids club. Is that like 5, 6, or 6, 7, or whatever it is? I don't know. Who is it today that was saying? Oh, it was one of my high school friends on social media was just like, I hate it when people say 100%. I hate it when they do that. It's like that's what people do. They do it. It's like 100%. Everyone says it. And they try to be cool when they say it. It's just a thing, you know. But that's an old people thing, I think. And maybe it's the new people thing, and the old people trying to be cool. I don't know. It's one of the two. And PJ, I still got to try to get the Scouts guy on. I want to get a hold of him. Last time I tried to get him on the show, he said he only had a landline. I was like, well, I don't know if that's going to work really, you know. And the Villain comes by. 4th Street Baseball is tomorrow complex for him. Makes inside pitch look like APA. I'm back in the Strat Super Advanced. I did hear that, Villain, that the games were pretty in depth, but they were also, if you get into them, they were pretty good. That's the other thing. I thought about checking out the hockey, but again, that'll be a summertime thing when I actually have some time and I'm not working every day. When I have a couple days, I can sit down and say, okay, let me try this out. But I heard the 4th Street games are fun, but they are very, very complex. Dr. Jim comes by. Good to see you, Dr. Jim. You got Base 8 Status Pro NBA games somewhere. That's the kind of neat. The Status Pros are all right with the fast action cards. They work. They do work. I got to say, for an older game, they do work. And they work pretty well on Digital Diamond when I played a couple of games there. I think I actually played some of my 79 replay with when I did like all these different games. Status Pro was one of them. What's fun too is the Back to Basics baseball from Downey. That was actually kind of fun. Very, very basic. Not a lot of variety. Well, there's my voice. That's how tired I am. Variety. That's how tired I am. But it was all right. I did, and you get all the seasons with it. That was the great thing. All the way up to like, I don't know, it was 2013 and 2016, but you got like all the seasons I would play with Back to Basics baseball from Downey. I think that was the name of the game, and that was kind of fun. I should pull that out again. I think it's like you flip a card and you see if you're reading off the pitcher. If not, then you're reading off the batter. It wasn't that difficult. It was very straightforward. I really enjoyed that one there. Some wrote says he's going to be doing a dice version of Status Pro Baseball. Okay, I did hear there was a dice version too. I like the fast action card version. Sometimes fast action cards work. Like in Fast Drive Football and things like that. They really do work pretty well. Rogue says the hardest board game I ever tried and could not figure out was a jet fighter game called Birds of Prey. It made my head spin. Some of those war games, from what I've seen, are very difficult. They really, really are. I think there's been a couple of games I played, not war games, sports games, that were really hard. One frustrated me because I just couldn't get it, no matter how hard I tried. And one, I stuck it out, and it just worked for me. And I think that's the thing. And I think we did a show on that. If it I don't know if it was called "It Just Works," or if it just clicks, or everyone's mind thinks a little differently. And sometimes you can follow the game and see what the creator is doing, and that's what happened to me with 49 on the turf or on the field football from Grant Fines. Is I have that game, and that's a very complex game. And he even said he designed it to be complex because he says, as we get older, we want to think when we play these games and make our mind exercise. And that game made you exercise. Your mind really had to think. But everything made sense. It was just a matter of, can I put it all together? Can I remember everything? Because there's two different kinds of pressures in that game, I believe it was. Is you had pressure you checked on the defense and pressure you checked on the quarterback, and they come up at different times. So it got that in depth. And but I followed it. I followed it along, and I thought I did pretty well when I played that game. And I had a really, really good time playing that 49 football game, but it's really difficult to play, but I ended up figuring it out, and I need to pull that out again because that was really fun. I really did like that. And the other one was the APBA Master Baseball. That's a busy game. I still don't play it correctly. There's still things I forget. That's tough to play because it's nothing well, it's a little bit like the basic, but when you start getting guys on base and you start doing different things, all these other charts come into play and all these other things happen. And some people like it and some people don't. Some people think it's just a waste of time and it's just way too much happening. I happen to like it. I happen to like seeing where the ball goes and seeing if I can get the extra base. And I've had so much fun trying to take extra bases with the APBA Master game. I've had some fun seeing if the throw is dropped and things like that. All those little extra things just made it really, really nice. Excuse me. And I figured it out. It wasn't easy, but I figured it out. Now, again, Tebow had a lot to do with that. His videos were instrumental in helping me learn APBA Master. And but I got the gist of it, and I really like it. I need to play it more so I can kind of get it down, like like Dwayne. Oh my gosh, Dwayne is like boom, boom, boom with the Master, and was it Tiger Bob too that does the Master, and he just like bangs it out without even thinking about it. I'd love to get to that point because it gives you a little bit more baseball without being ridiculously complicated. Again, it works for me. But there's some other games that I played that didn't work and I had a hard time with, and I was like, I'm just not having fun with this. And so again, it's all personal preference. It really is. Let's see. Frank comes by. Did I know that Lance Hafner games are back? I think I'm in one of the groups. And I think I've seen some of that chatter going on with that. So, and Glenn, take care, Glenn. Yeah, hopefully the Blizzard zone stays safe. Yeah, I hope so too. Because that's my zone. But yeah, I actually, do I have any Lance Hafner games? I thought it was my other computer, the computer that died. I think I put a Lance Hafner football or hockey game on it. But again, that computer's dead right now, so I can't use it. So I haven't been back to it, but I'm interested to go check that. I mean, those are the older games, right? But I heard that they were pretty good classic games. But I did hear some buzz about that. I really did. So what else we have going? Anything on here in my notes here so we talked about the Olympics. We talked about them handing out teddy bears to the players. A little hokey, but okay. And we were talking about, how 3-on-3 overtime in the Olympics. That's kind of weird. I don't know why I'd want to go 3-on-3 overtime, but some people did. And then we talked a little bit about how weird it must be playing on USA versus Canada or any country and playing against your own teammates. I couldn't picture that. It's like if I'm playing, in my recreational league, and all of a sudden we go to play in a tournament and we're on different teams. It's like, am I going to go and giving them the lumber, knowing that I don't want to hurt a guy that's on my team that we're going to try to play and win money in a Stanley Cup? Kind of weird. I don't know, PJet, other Hafner games sold on the website. Maybe somebody in here would know that a little better than me. Again, I haven't played them. I've heard some buzz about them, but I haven't really heard too much about them. Beyond the initial buzz is what it is. But anyway, so all right, so I'm gonna probably jump off here in a few minutes. I might actually try to play something offline tonight. But I wanted to jump on and say hi to people, see how you guys are doing, see what you guys are playing. Trying to enjoy my gaming through you guys is what I'm trying to do here. And I try to follow along on YouTube, see if anybody's playing something on YouTube. And that's been quiet. YouTube's been quiet. Now I know YouTube's had some issues too. And there were some people that were having issues, especially a few days ago. They were having all kinds of issues from what I heard. But yeah, and now people are attempted to get the Olympics. I wonder if like APBA or Strat or even Hockey Bones might put up the Olympic sets from this year. That might be kind of interested in checking out. And Rogue says there's been very few American hockey players who ever won gold medals, and way more that have won Stanley Cup. Yeah, I would believe so. Well, again, they haven't won a gold medal since 1980, right? And before that was what, 1960. So, yeah. MVP, good to see you, bud. He's playing his first game of second season tomorrow. Let me know how it goes. I enjoy it. And what season, what teams you going to be playing? That's the other thing. Do you have something you're going to really enjoy playing? Because you always try to get a good season when you're learning a game. It's going to take you a while, so don't fret. It's going to take you a while. If you have the book that has everything right there on the page, it goes a lot quicker because it's got your Excel charts and it's got your penalties and everything right there. It's beautiful. The new book is beautiful. That's the one that I use. I think it is the bigger book. I think it's the bigger book that I got. Oh, PJet says APA has the Olympic set. Oh, I might have to look into that. Although, again, I didn't really follow too much of it, but it might still be fun to play. 2023, our second season. And you got the XL book. I think that's the one I got. I think I did go with a bigger book. It's pretty good. I mean, it's not the size of the newer APA baseball one, but neither is it the size of the old APA baseball one. It's somewhere in between. I think that's the one I got. And it works out beautiful because, like I said, you open up to run versus safe, and everything's right there. It really is. It works out really well. So hopefully you'll have some fun with that. Depends how bad the snow is here. Like I say, if we lose power and how much my anxiety kicks in tomorrow, whether I can play anything at all, whether I stream or not, that's probably another thing. That'll be a whole another issue. If all goes well, and I mean well by bad, I won't be working Tuesday night. So maybe if I'm not too tired Tuesday night, I could do something. But yeah, it's just been a crazy, crazy nutty time here with weather. I mean, again, we're looking at over 5 feet of snow in 6 weeks or 5 weeks. It's nuts. It's nuts. Just making my notes over here for 4th Street again. There we go. Okay. So that is that. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming by. Just kind of a brief chat here tonight. Well, we did an hour. And just kind of having some fun talking about some things, talking about the Olympics, way to go USA, talking about some weather. Everyone's fighting some weather, especially over here on the East Coast. And just trying to find out what people are playing. And just kind of hoping you guys are still gaming and still having a good time, because that's what it's all about. We want to game and we want to have some fun. So anyway, I'm Dave here from Studio B. Again, thank you for coming by tonight. And hopefully I'll see you on the other side of this storm. And we'll have some fun here. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.